Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about So Weird Season 2, Episode 26, the season finale, and in my opinion, the series finale, Twin. For me, this is the series finale. I don't consider season 3 series finale the finale, and I don't consider season 3 episode 1 the finale when Fee leaves, because in my opinion the show just went into a weird different direction in season 3 that just didn't feel the same. Nothing felt the same, and the whole animal guy thing with the panther was just weird. And plus there's no Fee, and that right there is the biggest problem of them all. No Fee, because the actress decided she wanted to move on to different projects and she left this show, and it broke the hearts of millions, man. But it's her decision, so whatever. Personally, I would have recast, but they didn't go that route. And so this is the combination of everything that's been building up in season 2. Season 2 had a pretty big story arc that revolves around Fee and her paranormal stuff, some things that's going on with her mom not wanting her to know about things about her father, and of course her father himself, because season 1 really didn't touch down on that. That was just kind of like the blueprint, the stepping stones for the show. But in season 2 they started like giving us more and more insight into Fee's father, the big mysterious thing of what happened to him and how he died. And apparently he is just like Fee. He has the gift of seeing the paranormal and stuff. And this is really cool because Fee now feels like she is not alone. Her brother refuses to believe in the paranormal. Even when he sees it up close and personal, he still refuses to see it. Her mom pretends like she doesn't know, but her mom secretly knows something of it. And as for like her friends, of course they don't know nothing because they're not related to her and stuff. Now in this episode, they try to give Molly a little bit of like supernatural powery type stuff too, saying that she has like premonitions of when a family member is about to be hurt. They probably did this just to give her character something more to do other than just being a mom and singing all the time, which I've noticed in this season she doesn't sing as much as she used to, and in season 3 it's all about the new actress singing and stuff like that. And so I get they wanted to give her character more growth and everything. Plus, there's that whole explanation of the O'Shannon blood and how like it skips a couple of generations and stuff like that. And I guess with the whole O'Shannon bloodline and the Phillips bloodline, it just infused so much into Fee that where she just like really had this really good gift of seeing like the paranormal and stuff like that. But apparently, because this is also a combination and a conclusion to like, Molly Phillips, Fee's mother, not wanting her daughter to see the paranormal. See, Molly pretends she knows nothing of the paranormal world, but she knows a little something of it because her husband, Fee's father, always went and searched for it. And that's what caused him to die. And Molly doesn't want the same thing to happen to Fee. So she's protecting her. And this causes confliction between those two characters and stuff. It doesn't last long, but it does. And so like in this episode, they go to visit Fee's aunt, who is the twin sister of Fee's father. And so it just seems like a normal, like, family type episode. Carrie's not in this episode, neither is his family. It's just like, the Phillips and stuff. And so at some point, they're starting to talk more about Jack. No, not Jack, because he's the son. Start talking about like Fee's father and everything. And like the things that he thought he could see. And Molly talks about how like she just had this feeling something was back, and she said she gets premonitions and stuff. But like I said before, it never happened before. And so one night, I should say, Fee's aunt was kind of like scratching at the wood, and Fee just started thinking maybe somebody trying to send her a message. So she puts like a pen and paper underneath her, and she starts scribbling these weird like languages and stuff. she shows it to, like, Jack. And of course, no, I think Carrie is in this episode. Yes, Carrie is in this episode. My bad. He's in it, but he doesn't do or say much. His screen time got limited a lot in season 2, especially his dialogue. And so they're trying to figure out what this is, like an ancient language, something like that, because they don't recognize the symbol. So of course Jack is being butt-headed and talking about it's nothing and everything. He doesn't want to believe in what Fee sees, so this irritates her. And then so, like, I can't remember if this happened later or before, but at some point she goes to her aunt and she shows her this language. Her aunt pretends like she don't really know what it is until it happens a second time. Her aunt falls asleep with a pen in her hand and writes that language again. So Fee shows it to her. Her aunt is kind of adamant that she doesn't want to reveal it, but she finally does. She shows Fee a box with a lot of childhood stuff. It's a secret language her and her brother used to write to each other. Fee now knows this is her father from beyond the grave trying to communicate with her. So the message is to go to a building in the afternoon. At this point in time, Molly's going to be performing live on a talk show. And so, of course, whatchamacallem. And then, so at some point in time, they go there, right? And so Fee really wants to go to, like, this location and stuff, no matter how dangerous it is. And so during the concert, another message is written by the aunt, and something took control of her without her knowing and stuff. And she's crying almost, well, to the point of almost tears, to where she doesn't remember what the language is. Fee, being the person she is, she decided to memorize it. And it's a message written backwards. And she tells her, sometimes to make the message harder for people, they wrote it backwards. And talking about how he came first. And what that means is that she keeps wanting to say they was born at the same time. But of course, one twin has to be born before the other. So, this letting them know that this is really him. So they leave and they give Jack the note about what building they're going to in case their mom wondering where they're at. And so Fee goes there and Molly's playing her song, and then all of a sudden Molly starts to have like a panic attack, a premonition, and tells Jack, where's Fee? They're in trouble and stuff. So Jack's going to look for her. And so as the music playing, which is very beautiful, by the way, there's not much dialogue. And then so they go to the roof and nobody's there. So as they're about to leave, the door closes and it traps Fee on the roof while the aunt is on the stairwell and stuff. And so all of a sudden, all these ghouls start to appear out of a portal. They lured Fee into a trap because they wanted to get rid of her and stuff like that. So apparently, I guess it wasn't really her father. I guess it was just the ghouls that somehow knew about it. Now, the CGI on the ghouls is terrible. But anyway, it gets to the point where they push Fee off the roof. And then we see Molly stop mid-song like she's about to have like a panic attack. Because she can sense something's wrong with Fee. But then she keeps performing anyway. Jack and the aunt are trying their best to open the door, but they can't. And Fee is just like dangling off a building. This is on Disney Channel, remind you. And so, yeah. This was a completely different show back in the day. And then all of a sudden, it's funny because when you look at the ledge and when she's dangling off, there's like a little ledge underneath her foot. So she can easily just like get there, you know what I'm saying? And so Jack and the aunt make it to like a room, but they're too far to reach Fee because she's still dangling. And all of a sudden, a hand grabs Fee and a body appears. It's her father. And he pulls her up and saves her life. Jack is so shocked because it just looks like Fee is flying in the air and stuff. And Fee is so happy to see her father, man, because she finally gets to see him in person. And he tells her, the spirit world is jealous of the living and they will try to hurt people. And so, like, of course, that's what happened to him. They didn't like him interfering in the spirit world, and so they killed his behind. And he said he's always there to protect her. He's the one who's always emailing her. I think it's like Rockababy or something like that. And so he's the one who's always helping her and stuff. He's always keeping the eye, even when the paranormal is trying to like kill her and stuff, and which they always do in this season. And he said, something about he saw the paranormal, something about when he was young or something like that, and she was too young as a baby to like realize it and stuff. But he just informs her he's always gonna be there for her and stuff. And so she's thrilled out her mind. And then so he disappears. Jack and them finally can open the door. And it's just a good heartfelt moment. And then they walk off back down the stairwell as Molly is still singing. And it's a perfect way to truly, in my opinion, end this show. It lets you know Fee is still going to continue doing what she's doing because she feels so passionate about it and stuff like that. And then, of course, in the third season, she's all like, oh, this is too scary. I need to stop and blah, 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 because she wanted to leave the show. And that's where we get the new character. And so, in my opinion, this is the true finale. And what made it even more touching is that when Jack met Fee on the roof, their dad put his ghostly hand on Jack's shoulder because he's looking over all of them, not just Fee. And that's so great message, the dead looking after you beyond the grave, Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.